like NASCAR. With money and with me, hey, look. I'm just trying to check the bag, hey, look. Hop in the whip, driving real fast, hey, look. You better go and get some cash, hey, look, hey, look. I'm just trying to check the bag, hey, look. I was trying to check the bag, hey, look. Hop in the whip, driving real fast, hey, look. Hey, everybody. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to episode 145 of the two Dum Yinzers. What's going on, Big Mike?
Ooh, what up? What is up? Excited for today.
Yes, big show. We got a big show for everybody today. You're going to want to stick around for the duration. We got a special guest coming on the second half of the show. You're not going to want to miss. But first and foremost, Mike, I think that it's only fair to talk about the Pirates.
Did they win?
Well, they played the doubleheader yesterday, as we know. And they did not win either game.
Sounds about right.
The first game, they lost 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Reynolds went 0 for 4. In the second game, they lost a real close one, 10-0.
Oh, that was close. It was very, very close.
10-0. So the Pirates dropped to 50-86.
Oh.
They are now 30 and a half games out of first place, and 5 games behind the next team, the Reds, the team that's ahead of them. So they're having as bad a season as ever.
Yes.
I mean, you're 14 losses away from 100 losses. They start tomorrow. The Cardinals come to town tomorrow. First of 3 games. They come for the weekend. Game is 6:35 tomorrow. Let's see if they could, sneak their way back up the ladder, right?
I don't think it's going to happen. Try as I might to be optimistic, because that's who I am. I'm just a very optimistic person, if you can't tell. Yes, that's what everyone says about me.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
But I just can't. No, I just can't. The
so
Buccos,
that's not.
Buccos suck.
Battling Buccos. I don't know what Mr. Reynolds did in the second game. However, in a 10-0 loss, I decided not to even look.
Yeah.
I just assumed that it couldn't be great. So there you have it. There's your Pirate news for the day, Mike.
I'm glad we got that over with quick.
It was painful. Just like tearing a Band-Aid off, just real quick.
Just get it over and done with so we can move on to bigger and better things.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh,
but I guess the big news today that everybody's talking about. I mean, everybody. I'm at the bus stop. People were talking. I'm at everything I did. The heads are talking because tonight, Mike. Tonight is the kickoff. The first game of the NFL season. It's finally here.
Oh God, I can't wait.
We have the Rams at the Bills.
Yes.
Kickoff is 8:20.
Mm-hmm.
This could have very well been your Super Bowl last year.
It could have been, yes. Very close to happening.
And a lot of people, they're expecting the Bills to be the team this year out of the AFC. So I mean that's we'll see. I mean, a lot could happen between now and January. I mean, there's injuries. There's it's unpredictable. So we're going to take a look at this first game tonight and see what could have been, and just get this season kicked off finally.
Yeah, I can't wait. People at work, all the guys we're talking about, they can't wait either.
Right.
God, everyone who's into fantasy football, make sure your lineup is set by kickoff. Yeah. Don't be like me and forget.
I'm not a fantasy football guy. However, I was talking to a fellow at the bus stop today who is a fantasy football guy. And just my opinion is I wouldn't take any skill players for the Steelers, just because I can't imagine that it's going to be a good game for anybody for the Steelers on the offense.
Yeah, I have Claypool and Freiermuth on both of my teams.
Really?
Yeah, I have two teams. I think I have Claypool in two. Because he has the potential to put up numbers. So does Fryermuth, but it all comes back to that stupid offensive line.
I think we should just call it the offensive line.
Yeah, that works.
If they come out and they start dinking and dunking, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm
gonna lose my mind.
I'm gonna go fucking mental. And here's the thing: you got to use running backs. You got to block out of the backfield. You got to use extra tight ends. You got to do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
To let plays get executed. And like we had mentioned earlier on, the team, I feel that all the pieces are in place except for the offensive line. And I think the team would be just fine if they had a semi decent offensive line. One thing that's weird for me is we've always had a good center.
Mm-hmm.
And we built around that, and the line was always good because of that. This is the first time in my life, with the exception of a couple of years here and there, that we never really had that center,
Yeah, we don't. I don't even know who our center is. I know we picked him up in free agency, and that's so sad. I'm forgetting which guy we got. So it's not looking well. It's going to be a long season with that O-line.
And here's the thing: no matter what strategy that the Steelers come up with, the Bengals are already going to be 3 steps ahead because they already knew coming through the preseason that this was going to be, the situation in Pittsburgh.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, these guys, like I said, no matter what strategy we come up with, it's more than likely that they've already thought of it and they're prepared for it. And, it isn't like we have any great players on that front line that can make the situation any different. I think it's just going to be what it's going to be. It was that during the preseason, 3 games. I'm so surprised the quarterback's numbers were the way they were, but practice time is over. This is no longer exhibition. This is big time. This is the Bengals. This is the Super Bowl competing team from last year. They're good. They're in our division. We see them twice every year, and they're going to be hungry. They're going to be hungry. There's going to be nothing in the world that team wants more than to wipe the floor with the Steelers on Sunday.
Yeah, and that they're geeked up for it. They swept us last year.
We lost the last 3. We lost the last 3 to these guys.
Yeah, and I see a lot of Steeler fans saying, "Oh, no one expected us to beat the Bills last year, but we did." That was a different story. That was a different team. That was a team that had a quarterback that knew how to win, who can it was going to will you to victory no matter what. A team came out ready. Buffalo just was not on their game. This Buffalo, the team that's losing the second round of the playoffs and one of the greatest games I've seen in a long time to the Kansas City. So that was a fluke win last year. We won that game, then the season was downhill after that.
Yes.
So it's I just think since they're going to be geeked up and ready to go, and the way our line is, it's going to be a rough one since he's ready.
It's going to be tough, and Cincinnati wants to get off on the right foot, just like we would any year that we have a good team. Getting that first win, preparing, if they get come off and beat us bad in that first game, they're looking good, and they know if somehow, some way, the defense could make some kind of miracle shit happen, and we could do just enough to win. That's got to be devastating to a team like Cincinnati with so much on their plate at this point.
Yeah, if we can pull out the upside, that'd be huge. But I just see Cincy. I don't know. We'll see how the week goes until tomorrow. Friday is going to be our preview, isn't it? Yeah, so it's going to be interesting next couple of days to see if the Steelers have any tricks up their sleeves, any surprise announcements coming.
You're right.
So, I'm looking forward to the season, but I'm not. Now I'm depressed. Ryan, you've ruined me. You've made me depressed.
Well, you can look at it this way. Jacoby Brissett is listed as the second worst starting quarterback in the NFL. I mean, we do have our offensive issues, but you gotta love what's going on up in Cleveland too.
Yeah, Who would have thought, we need Cleveland to catch the smoke from us?
Yeah.
You know, how far we've fallen.
Yes, absolutely. Do you see that map? The map of where the games that are going to be shown all over the country.
Was it like Pittsburgh, Cincinnati was like all over?
Yeah, it's like 99% of the map was Steelers and Bengals. You had this little pocket down in Miami and in the Northeast.
Yeah.
For, the Miami game. You had little specks. Some teams didn't even have a speck.
Yeah.
But the Steeler game was if I had to choose off the top of my head, if I had to predict, I would say that it was about 99% of the country is going to be watching Steelers. And if that don't tell you something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like this is the marquee game of the week after the Thursday night game and the Monday night game. This is the game to watch. What time we play? What, 1:00? That's the big game.
Yes,
and a lot of it's the Steeler mystique, and then just see what the Bengals can do, because they made it to the Super Bowl last year, and it's gonna they have a lot of expectations to go back there, or at the very least have a deep playoff run. So
yeah,
get ready to see the Bengals and Steelers all across America.
Yeah,
it should be, because Pittsburgh really is America's team.
They really are.
They really are. The Cowboys got it because the Rooney family did it. They were like, no, that's too much for us. That's too braggadocious for us. And the Cowboys like, sign us up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, true America's team.
The Cowboys have been good since the Roosevelt era, Other football news. Top model Gisele Bundchen doesn't plan to return to Tom Brady, Mike. It might be over.
What?
It might be over between the GOAT and the supermodel. I like it. That fuck has had so much good in his life. For fuck's sake, please just leave this guy.
You're gonna be here rebound? Is that what you're trying for?
No, but God knows this beard, though. I mean, I was really rethinking what I said yesterday about possibly shaving my beard. I was in the mirror looking at it, and I thought, you know what, this is not a bad beard. I mean, the color is a little wonky, if you will, but that's a pretty nice beard.
That is a nice beard. It grew in nice. It looks good, man. You should keep it. Don't get rid of it.
I might renege what I said. Let me see how the rest of the week goes. I'll give you a for sure answer.
Shave your eyebrows.
What's that?
Shave your eyebrows.
Shave my eyebrows.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are both of your teams going to win? Do you think the Steelers and Penn State's going to win?
I don't know. Penn State has Auburn. That could be a tricky one. Steelers got the Bengals. So that's a loss right there. No. Both my teams are not going to win.
You're saying they're both going to lose?
At least one's going to lose.
If they both lose, you should shave one eyebrow.
Just one?
Yeah. That won't be as bad.
All right. Yeah, I'll shave this one. This one looks a little lighter than this one.
Which one?
I'll shave this one.
Your left one?
Yeah, I'll go with the right one. Right one, he's looking kind of... Yeah, he's all up and arched, all weird like. Yeah, I'll shave that one.
You and your bizarre eyebrow fetish over there. It's a perfect segue into my next story. Botched cosmetic tattoo done on a budget leaves a Thai woman with 4 eyebrows, Mike. Botched cosmetic tattoo done on a budget leaves a Thai woman with 4 eyebrows.
How do you get 2 extra eyebrows tattooed on if you're on a budget?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
And can't you just shave your real eyebrows so you don't have 4?
I think what it is like, she can't grow eyebrows and they tattooed them on. Is that what happened?
And they accidentally tattooed an extra set, maybe. I don't know.
Or like she had her eyebrows there and they tattooed above the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Just don't tattoo your face unless you're 100,000% positive that it's going to come out right.
Yeah. So if you're ever in Thailand,
and
you have a thing for a chick with 4 eyebrows, There is a chance. There's a chance. You have a chance.
The chance you can find your soulmate.
Yes. Now, Mike, you know how I have an issue. I have an issue with self checkout.
Yeah, you're weird.
So I put on my big boy pants the other day. And I was in a local food, grocery store there. I went in and got 2 items, and the lines were packed. I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. So I went over. Beep, beep. Everything went perfect. Like, I was done in probably under 30 seconds.
See,
now,
I told you.
Now I don't know if I could go back to the regular line.
Told you. Yeah, I like it. Even if I have stuff go wrong at the register, I'm fine with that because I don't have to really talk to anyone else except for the person who comes over to fix it, and we're good to go. I love it. I can bag the stuff the way I want to. I can overstuff the bag. There's a lot of the cashiers, they're worried about, overstuffing it. They don't want to ruin your stuff. Me, I'll just bag it how I want. I love it. I love self-checkout.
That's the problem. You hit the nail on the head with the problem that I have with the whole situation, Mike. It's the person standing there watching you. That makes me nervous. And it's almost like, why aren't you doing this? You know what I mean? But I did it, and like I said, it went well. It was my first good experience. So I don't know if I should just quit while I'm ahead, take the high road, or if I should continue. Like I said, if it goes well, it goes well.
Yeah,
when it goes bad, it goes bad.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no happy medium.
Yeah.
When using the self checkout.
I like it. Most places have like the self checkout. They'll have like a limit what you can take there. Some places do, others don't. I like it. You just in and out. I just like to take care of it myself. I was a cat. I worked retail, so I empathize with the cashiers. So the less work I can give the cashiers, I do.
Yeah, right.
Because no one wants to really work retail, especially on the register. No one wants to be there on the registers.
You're right.
So I'll gladly go self-checking.
Jake Paul calls out Tyreek Hill for sliding into girlfriend Julia Rose's DM. Tyreek Hill, man, he's trying to pull some sneaky shit.
He's the cheetah. Yes. He's fast. He's Super Bowl winner. What are you, Jake Paul? Exactly. You ain't a world champion.
Ain't he from Cleveland anyway?
I think so. Which one's which? Which one wrestled?
I don't know. I can't tell them apart.
That's what I just want to figure out who I'm smack talking here. Yeah. You said Jake Paul?
Yeah. Jake Paul. I think she should go out with Tyreek Hill anyway.
Oh, Jake Paul's the one who boxes. Okay.
What's the other one do?
What was Logan Paul? Well, I can't remember. Logan Paul's the one who I think they both boxed. I'm confused with the Paul brothers. I just know the one just wrestles every once in a while in WWE, and I like his action.
Yeah.
But Jake Paul, it's Tyreek Hill. He's the cheater.
Yeah, right. You got to choose Tyreek Hill if you're the chick, don't you?
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I seen one of them Paul brothers. They were talking. They're supposed to fight Anderson Silva.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, is it going to be a fight, or is it going to be boxing?
I don't know.
If it's boxing, I might give them the edge because we saw it happen when Conor McGregor tried to fight Floyd Mayweather. The boxer, if you have more boxing training than MMA training, boxer's probably going to win in that boxing setting.
Right. Mac Miller, yesterday marks the 4 years since the death of Mac Miller. A lot of people here in Pittsburgh talking about it. I like Mac Miller. I like his music, but I think that he was larger than I thought he was.
Yeah, me too.
You have people all over the country, where they're commenting, they're talking about Mac Miller. I wasn't aware that he was that big.
Me either. Like, I never even heard of his music. Heard his music. I knew who he was, knew of him. I just never heard a song of him until they started playing Party on Fifth Avenue over and over again.
Yeah.
It was like his music fell outside my wheelhouse. Even though he's in rap and I listen to rap, it was not the style that I listened to. I wasn't aware.
You knew he was big here, obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like I said, I just always kind of assumed that he was big here. Maybe people knew him here and there, but you know what? It seems like everybody.
Like he was bigger than we thought.
Yeah, right.
Look at us. We're stuck in our little bubble and we have no idea what's going on outside it.
That's right. That's what we do.
That's what I do best. Like you the other day when I said making fun of you, you're literally staying in your lane. You have no idea about any controversy on certain things. You're like, oh, what happened? That's with me with music. I just stay in my lane. I just move.
But I took a little time. I took a little time after that conversation to learn, Mike. I took a little time to learn these new team names, the Guardians and the Commanders. Now
you're going to mess it up all season long.
Well, here's the thing. I've known my whole life them as the Redskins and the Indians.
Yeah.
I'm not promising you that I'm going to make that transition and call them by the correct names all the time.
Yeah.
But I learned them.
Yeah.
Now I know them. They're both kind of a dumb name if you ask me, the Guardians and the Commanders. But
they could have come up with so many more kick-ass names.
Yeah.
The Guardians. The Guardians named after some bridge somewhere up in Cleveland. Then the Commanders. Commanders is weak. It's soft.
It is, man. I like the Redskins. That's hardcore, man.
They could have come up with so many better. Hey, they're in Washington D.C. They could have come up with they could have called themselves the lobbyists,
the criminals.
The criminals, yeah, the octogenarians.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm surprised I got that one out without stuttering over my words. I'm proud of myself. I'm ending the day right now. 11:23. Mike is done.
Yeah, I'm out.
I peaked. I'm over. I'm just gonna mute myself.
This Saturday, 12:30, everybody, you're not going to want to miss. We have the original pizza, my ass. The original Pittsburgh Taco Festival, Mike. The original Pittsburgh Tacos Festival. It's going to return down to the Strip District this Saturday, 12:30. So we had the ribs last week. We have the Donut Fest coming in October.
Yes,
but this Saturday, if you love tacos like I do, and I think a lot of our audience does, get down to the Strip District this Saturday at 12:30 for the original Pittsburgh Tacos Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And if I leave my lane, I might go down, but chances are I probably won't. I'll stay home and make tacos.
Hey, either way, you're celebrating the tacos.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll always celebrate with tacos, man.
You love some tacos.
I do. The Pittsburgh Regional Transit is converting to all electric here. I think there's a couple years still, but do you think it's a good idea to go to all electric? I mean, there's such potential for fault, for disaster. What do you think about that, man?
I'm cool with it, and it looks like our guest has arrived.
All right.
Hi,
guys.
How are you?
How you doing, Miss Pandora?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing awesome.
We're all right.
All right. Nice to finally meet you. I've been talking back and forth with you for a couple of weeks now. It's great.
I know. I'm so sorry. It was just such a crazy time. I thought I'd be able to do the podcast, but then I wasn't able to, and that kept happening back and forth. But I'm here.
You know what? That kind of stuff happens. What are you gonna do?
It's life.
Yep.
So Pandora, it's great to finally meet you. Now, are you local to us? Are you in the where are you at?
I'm actually in the Philly area.
Okay.
So not too far. And I just say I love Pittsburgh. I've been there several times. I dated someone who was from the area, and we used to go back there a lot. Okay. And it's great because I lived in LA before I moved to Pennsylvania, and everything was so expensive there. I go to Pittsburgh, and like we eat at this diner, it's like $10.
Right.
You get this huge plate. Like everything is so cheap there.
Now, where are you originally from, Pandora?
Like, where did I grow up?
Yeah.
Virginia. I'm a Southern girl.
Okay. So you had to move around a lot. You was living in LA, Philly, Virginia.
I moved around a little bit. Yeah.
That's nice though. You know what I mean? Some people don't move around at all. and you kind of think to yourself, get out and do something, but you had the opportunity to see a lot of different places. That's always a plus.
Oh yeah. Well, what's even more interesting is that I traveled cross country twice.
Okay.
So I really got to see a lot of the country, and growing up in Virginia, it's very green. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful state. It's
right.
It's
but
very
then when I went out on the West Coast, I really loved it because it's such a difference from where I grew up.
How long did you spend out in LA?
I lived there for 16 years.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's where I started modeling. Actually, I got laid off from my day job.
Really? I bet you the work is abundant out that way compared to here in Pennsylvania, though,
huh? What's that?
I bet you there's a lot more work as far as, modeling and things like that out.
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. The East Coast is quite a mecca of fetish work.
Okay.
And in fact, like the big fetish industry convention takes place in Florida in St. Petersburg. It's called Fetish Con.
Okay.
It just wrapped up actually last month. They just had it last month.
Were you involved in that? Did you go down?
I did not, because everything that was keeping me from doing this podcast was going on.
Oh, yeah, right. And
I had a lot of friends who went, and in fact, a local friend of mine gave me a cold that he picked up there. Thank goodness it wasn't COVID, but like everybody got sick from this cold at Fetish Con. I'm like, great. So I get bad things from Fetish Con and none of the good.
Right. And you know what's odd is it suddenly all of a sudden turns into this time of year when everybody catches something. I don't ever remember it being like that, but here we are, August, September, and plenty of people around here caught something. There's definitely something going around.
Yeah.
And I don't ever remember it being like that,
Well, I've been pretty religious about wearing my mask.
Yeah.
And I just slacked off. The one time I slacked off was with my friend because he's been pretty safe, and I get a ridiculous 2-week long, really bad cold.
Yeah, right.
That's the same thing that happened to me a couple of weeks ago.
Did it?
Yeah, I never went out, and I was like, all right, we'll go out. Boom, immediately sick. I was like, I'm done with everything.
I'm just gonna stay in my house.
I was gonna just burrow a hole in the ground and just sleep.
Go back to hermit mode. Go back to her, because I was over 2 years, nothing, not a cold, not a flu, nothing.
This is why I just don't go out next to people in general before everything happened. Now I have the best reason not to go out anymore.
Well, I'm a bit of a misanthrope, so I'm like, staying away from people, not a problem.
Yes. That's a big theme here between the two of us. It's me and Ryan. It's to stay away from people.
So this does hold true that you do have on from where I follow you have Miss Pandora fully vaccinated. So that is something that you do take seriously. You take your health seriously.
Very much so.
Yeah. You try to stay healthy. That's
very
great.
Much so. Well, and when you're self-employed, which I am, and your job kind of relies on you not being laid up, then Absolutely. You have to be really conscientious about your health, as well as when you're a model, you have to eat properly and exercise and all of those things, because your body is kind of like your instrument,
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to get into spiritual stuff.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I have to say, I want to compliment you on your large rings that you're wearing. You have very large.
I thought you were going to say something else. I was going to say, not that large.
Beautiful large rings. I like that.
Huge tracts of land. Are you one of my fans? Yes, these, I don't even remember where I got them, but I always get compliments on them because you can't miss them, right?
Yes. Yes, they're definitely noticeable. One of the first things I noticed, obviously.
The other being my smile, I'm sure.
Of course, your smile being first. So, Miss Pandora, let me ask you, how long have you been doing your model work? How long has this been your thing?
Whew. Oh my gosh, long. Since before you were born, honey.
Really?
No, I don't think so anyway. No, I've been doing it since 2011.
Okay.
Oh, that's a little over a decade.
Yeah.
Considering I only got into it because I lost my office job during the last recession.
Now,
a lot of my fans were probably not even born yet.
Right. Now you can tell by my beard, I was probably born, but Mike, he is questionable. He could fall in that 11-year-old range and fall into that category.
I was
he really gets farted a lot when he goes out.
Oh yeah. They don't look at see the bald head and the gray throughout the beard. No, they see the baby face.
They just look at the baby face.
Yes. The fat, yes.
But did you say the fat baby face, Brian?
No, I was going there, but you know what? We got too much to go over. I'm not even going to go. So you do. I mean, so you're modeling. It pays the bills. This is what you do. This is what.
I am. It's cool. I started my own business after I started modeling. Just kind of set up my own LLC. Did it all myself, and under that umbrella, I started branching out into a bunch of different things, because when I started modeling, for example, out in Los Angeles, I worked for a company called Men Are Slaves.
Okay. I like it.
They produced femdom content. So it was the funnest work, because they had all these guys that were willing to work for free. They were submissives, and they just wanted to be in the clips. And they would wear masks, because probably a lot of them had day jobs where they didn't want to be seen in fetish clips. But we would do things like they would sit like this, like human chairs, and we would sit on them and just like eat our lunch. It was really fun. And I started getting a lot of fan mail based on the work I did for that site. And I had someone write me and say, I would really love to session with you in person. And I started thinking, I think I could be a pro dom. I could do that. And then working for other producers, I started thinking, the real way to make money is have your own store. So I set up my own store. And the next thing you know, I started doing video editing for other people. And it's just sort of branched out from there. And I've also gotten into mainstream acting more and doing mainstream filmmaking and writing scripts and things like that, which has been really fun. We're actually going to be shooting. We're in pre-production right now for a short horror film that I wrote.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you doing that locally, or are you flying out somewhere? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I lived in LA for 16 years and I did not get into mainstream acting at all. And then once I came to Philly, I started taking an acting class, and people ask me, well, why didn't you do it out there? Too much competition. Way less competition in Philly. And there's actually a lot of work in New York. I've done some background work. Background for The Deuce. And get this, the scene that we were shooting was actually a porn award ceremony. I don't know if you guys watched The Deuce. You remember? I think it was like second season.
Okay.
When like Maggie Gyllenhaal is full into the porn star thing, and she goes to this award ceremony where they're giving awards for all these 70s movies. And so I was one of the porn stars. I was actually walking directly behind Maggie Gyllenhaal. You can see me in the scene as
wow.
well.
It's you.
That don't know, explain exactly how I would I have what I picked out of your sites and things like that, but explain to the people what it is that you do so they clearly know.
How do I explain the fetish world? It's pretty fascinating, actually. There's really nothing that hasn't been made into a fetish.
Okay.
And I guess I would define fetish as something that's not normally sexualized, but somehow people make it sexual. I mean, I'll give you an example. So I worked in the beginning of my career, I worked a lot with a bondage producer named Steve Villa. And he's a great guy, by the way, great to work with. Ties the wraps on your head a little tight. That's the only bad thing I would say about him, but he's really fun to work with. And he's an ex-cop. And he got into this because when he said when he was a kid, he would watch the old serials, from the 40s and 50s, where the girl got tied to the train tracks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that sort of, hyped him up a little bit.
Yeah.
And so you hear that a lot. I think a lot of people's fetishes are formed when they're young, and not trying to get creepy about it.
I know what you're saying, because like I'll read stuff online. People like, yeah, I'm into this because when I was younger, these are like the cartoons I watched. So now, like the women that I like or the men that I like, I have like the same physical characteristic as,
Right.
or like my kink is this because I like this over here when I was younger, and
Yeah.
2 and 2 together when I got older.
Or maybe you had a teacher who looked a certain way.
Yep.
And you realize, oh, I really like that body type.
Mhm.
You get a crush on your teacher. Or for me, I realized I was bisexual in high school because I was in marching band and I developed a crush on the female drum major.
You always hear like the teachers. You never hear the female drum major. That's a new one right there.
Yeah, I think that was a new one. I was a band geek. What can I say?
I can tell you this right now, Pandora. I never had a woman teacher that was under the age of 60, so I do not relate at all.
What? You never had a woman what?
I never had a woman teacher who was under the age of 60. I don't know what it was when we were younger, but they did not look like they do now. So that would never be my fetish, I can tell you that.
So you didn't develop a gilf fetish, I take it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm right precariously in between MILF and gilf.
Right. That's good though. I mean, look at the audience. The audience is out there. You know what I mean? It isn't.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can work forever, guys. I can work forever. Okay, I've read an article about a porn star in her 80s. All right, it happened.
Yeah, and like I always said, I admire. Everybody knows that I admire sex workers. I've mentioned that numerous times on the show. That's why I thought, you know what, this is perfect guest, and we do thank you for coming by. Now let me ask you something, Pandora. What's the craziest thing that you might have done while doing your hustle of modeling, fetish, whatever? What was the craziest
Oh my gosh, God, I was afraid this question was gonna come up. It always does. People are like, what's the weirdest thing you've ever done? I'm like, oh, it's a tough competition.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, where do I start? But I would say,
I don't know, just a crazy story would be,
okay.
Give us an example of some craziness that goes on in your hustle.
Okay, well, I used to work for a dungeon doing the pro dom thing.
Okay.
And we would have quite a lot of women working there, and the whole thing is we would sit in and we would kind of wait for people to call. Almost like you would think the stereotypical brothel, where they come in and they think, oh, I want her. That's kind of how it was set up. And the headmistress of the dungeon, she had a client who was into scat.
Oh wow!
Is familiar with that?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So she said that we could get a lot of money, each one of us, if we were able to give him some scat.
Yeah, right.
And so we all went to the bathroom with plastic containers, and you're expected to fill those containers, and I think we each made like a couple $100 off of that.
Oh wow!
So that was pretty weird. Always the bathroom functions are always the weirdest thing. Then she had another client who liked to be peed on.
Yeah.
And so they, he paid us, I think it was like $25 for each pee. So we're all like drinking water. But I had this weird pee shyness. So here, he's lying in the bathtub and he's just waiting for me. And I'm like squatting over him and I can't do it. I can't do it. It was the weirdest thing.
No, that's wild.
The shy bladder, like even just using a public restroom, if you have a shy bladder, is rough enough. But having someone waiting for you to pee on them, it's got to be even harder.
It's something about the whole. I can't really do it on command because I was shooting actually not too far from Pittsburgh. There's a producer who does because there's a fetish for women having to pee and holding their pee,
Right.
And then they just let it out, right, and it goes all over their pants and stuff. Who knows where people get that fetish from? But so here I was, and I was working with another model. We were shooting for him, and he's like, gives us all this water to drink, and he just sets the camera on a tripod, and he's like, look, if you're too pee shy, you don't want to do it around me, I'll go somewhere, and we'll just leave the camera rolling as long as it takes. And I'm here like 4 hours later.
Oh, geez.
I'm trying.
Now, is there anything, Pandora, is there ever anything that comes across that you're just like, no, I won't do that?
It's a good question too, but I mean, I get asked a lot to do smoking stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just won't do it. I don't smoke. I've never smoked. I wouldn't even do it for just like a one-time session. I mean, if somebody could pay me whatever, I just won't do it.
Right.
That goes to the whole like health thing. It's really unhealthy. I couldn't do it.
That's really awesome, an awesome quality to have, because the fact that you are conscientious about your health, and you always keep that solid no matter what it is that you're doing or you're involved in. I mean, that's a plus.
That's a hard limit. Smoking.
Right.
I have a question to circle back to what you were saying before, how you can work forever in porn now. That used not to be the case.
I know.
It was like, once it felt like, the female actresses hit like 30, even if earlier, they're like, all right, you're done. We got to get someone else.
Yeah.
And like the guys would be able to work forever.
Like Menudo. Menudo.
Yeah, like the guys would be able to work forever. Now it's, like everyone can now do it forever because it's, the internet has made it accessible for whatever, like you said, like your kink or your fetishes, you can find it.
Mm-hmm. The internet affected that. And then the fact that they realized that they could make money off of like MILF and cougar porn.
Yep.
In fact, I had a friend who she was in her 20s and they started marketing her as a MILF.
Wow.
I mean, I guess,
like, hey, 16 and pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can. Jeez.
But that shows it is such a lucrative category that, it does so well that they kind of push people into the whole MILF they are or not. And then you have, I think the difference between MILF and cougar is a cougar is someone that does things with younger guys. Mm-hmm. So I have typically dated younger guys, like ever since when I was 40, I was dating a 23-year-old, which was a mess. He was a mess.
Right.
He's very high maintenance. But
I was thinking 23-year-old guys, we're not that mature at that point. We're not that mature at that age.
Right. Oh my gosh, like you might as well be teenagers.
Yeah, until we hit like 30, 35,
Yeah. I'm like, I'll stick to guys in their 30s.
Yeah.
They're a little more settled.
Yeah, that's when we kind of figure out life at that point.
Right.
Or fake it better.
The thing is kind of like if you're shooting porn or even bondage with a younger guy, or maybe even a younger woman,
Right.
And that has its own mystique to it for people.
Now, you said that you are bi. Are you generally a sexual person outside of what you do also? Or is this something that you're like, you know what, I'm at this point in my life where this is what I do? And, when things happen, but are you generally a sexual person?
I always have been. Yeah. I've always been very open-minded about sexual stuff. I had some pretty wild encounters in my 20s. I was in an open relationship. Well, my first serious boyfriend, I met him when I was 18 and we met in college. Okay. And we were together for 8 years. And, you change a lot from 18 to like 26. You go through a lot of changes, and we tried very, very hard to stay together despite that. Like I wanted to go have adventures and do fun things, and he was more of a homebody. And so we had this open relationship to try to spice things up and maybe see if we could, and then I ended up leaving him for someone that I, messed around with.
Right.
We were open. So yeah, I've always been pretty open sexually, but it's funny because dating can be really hard doing what I do for a living.
And that was my next question. What is your dating life like?
It's pretty non-existent right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I just broke up with someone in the spring, and that had nothing to do with my work. Like he was really accepting of my work and had no problem with it, which was refreshing because you guys have no idea how many times it turns out to be a problem. Even if someone, when they're first with you, I mean, a lot of times when you're dating, they're either very titillated by what you do, or they're intimidated, or intimidated, with not much in between.
Yeah.
And they can start out being cool with it, and the next thing you know, they become very possessive.
Right.
And that's happened to me a couple of times. So it can be hard. And I think a lot of people, they'll date someone else who's in the industry. But these days, you have so many women that do their own thing like I do. I mean, it's very empowering. I mean, this is another thing too. You get people, oh, you're being objectified. It's not like boogie nights anymore, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like you have this smarmy man who's running everything and you guys are all the objectified puppets. No. I mean, with OnlyFans, with being able to run your own clip store, I mean, I think a lot of older guys who've been in the business, whether it's porn or fetish for a long time, they feel threatened by it because they realize they've kind of lost control. And there is an opportunity for women to run their own show. I mean, I decide who I work with. I decide who I see as a client. I have all the power and all the control, and it's very, it's refreshing to be able to do that.
That's like the way excited. Now,
that's like the way it should be.
Yeah.
Have you ever did any stripping, Pandora? Got in any stripping work?
I took a pole dancing class. And that didn't actually well for me.
Yeah.
When you get older, I mean, come on, like I got back problems, I got shoulder.
Right.
I saw this meme that said the thing I miss most about childhood is my back not hurting.
Yes. Yeah. Like we're at the age where
I had that flexibility. I love watching pole dancing. It's a beautiful art form.
Absolutely.
We're at that age now where you wake up, you have to take your house ibuprofen before you get to work and take your work ibuprofen. So like none of us need to be on stripper poles. Okay.
Now let me ask you, Pandora. Now you're on OnlyFans, correct?
Yes.
And where else can people find you, Pandora? And tell us how, what we need to find you. I mean, what are you under? How could some of the listeners find you?
Yeah, no problem. Well, I cam on StreamMate. I'm only really camming on one site right now.
Okay.
So, my name on there is Miss Pamdora Plays, Plays.
Okay.
And then my clips for sale store is ondemandfetish.com. Just go to On Demand Fetish. I think that's a pretty cool URL I picked up.
Okay.
I also own cougarbondage.com.
Okay.
cougarbondage.com. And then if you go to OnlyFans, it's just Miss Pamdora under there.
Miss Pandora. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely take a look. Obviously, that was for our audience, but
yeah, not for you, Ryan. No.
Now,
isn't it great how you sacrifice for your audience? I just love it.
Yeah, he's always willing to take one for the team.
Exactly. That's the way I look at it. People don't see it that way, Pandora. So you recently got out of this relationship. How long was you in the relationship for?
We were together a little over a year.
Okay. Now, what I find most fascinating about this tale, about how you were saying with the guys or gals or whoever you meet, they, you got to kind of take it and see how they're going to handle it. They might be okay at first, and they turn. Now, earlier this year, we talked to, I don't know if you're familiar with Aurora Snow.
Yes, I've heard of her. I've never met her, never had the pleasure of meeting her, but definitely heard of her.
We had her on earlier this year, and it was the same thing. It was that same kind of story. We talked to her about, just that relationship thing and how that goes. And it's basically the same story everywhere. Some dudes are, they're cool with it. Some dudes, they just want to have nothing to do with it. And then, like you said, there's guys that are cool, and then they switch over time. So that's got to be tough for you because you're trying to fill them out as a person in a relationship. And, it's really day to day, just depending on, how they wake up and if they feel okay with everything.
It can be. It definitely can be. And then on the other hand, you might have someone who, at least I've experienced this, they're doing stuff behind your back.
Yeah.
And so they project. And I have tried, in a couple of my long-term relationships, I have tried to get them involved with what I do.
Yeah.
I lived with someone in Baltimore for a couple of years, and I got him into helping me produce my clips. Like I would pay him and stuff like that. I started doing these foot fetish parties, and I had him DJ. He was a DJ, had a huge record collection, and I had him DJ my fetish party. And that didn't go on. You would think, I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. Yeah. I'm dragging him to shoots where I'm showing him that a lot of these male producers are definitely not the type of person I would be attracted to. I would say 9 times out of 10, they were older guys. Just not, I didn't find them attractive at all. So you would think that would make them realize, I mean, it's just a job,
Right.
Try to make that clear, but I guess when you see the kind of content they're showing,
right.
I mean, it is very highly sexualized. I mean, some of it is just silly. Like some of the things that sell really well for me are hiccups and stomach growling.
Really?
Yeah, which is not sexual at all. You could be threatened by that, right?
That's what I get from Mike every day. We're in the studio together working. So I don't, yeah. See now.
So, wait. Explain this. Hiccups and what?
Stomach growling.
Stomach growling.
Yeah.
Where you just do hiccups and
Mike, that whole thing.
Wait, what? What are you talking?
I was just trying to remind Mike, like when he gets bad gas around here, that's kind of what we
farting is a fetish too. Farting is a fetish.
Yes.
Too.
I'm in the wrong business.
We'll be over on OnlyFans by the end of the day, Pandora.
But no, I've never
on gender. Unfortunately, this is one of the industries that women really have more of the power. I'm not saying. I mean, I've met male pro doms, and of course there are, men who.
Right.
But I think it's predominantly women.
Now the dark road. The dark road that I see you on, I just have one observation. This dark road that I observed from the whole situation. And this is going to help you, I think, in the long run. The dark road that I see that you're taking is you went from Pittsburgh and LA. Now you're dating people in Philly and Baltimore. So up in Pittsburgh, that is a dark road.
You think that, but let me tell you, dating in LA was pretty tricky, especially being someone who's like semi-intelligent. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember distinctly going out on a date with this guy. He was a male model type, and he was an actor of some success. He had an ongoing role in All My Children or something like that.
Okay.
And I remember bringing up something as being Freudian, and he just looked at me with this blank stare like,
oh God.
I was like, do you not know who Freud is?
Right.
No.
You just pat him on the head. Lucky you're pretty.
No idea.
Yeah.
I mean, at least, the East Coast seems like a little bit higher intelligence.
Yeah, it seems like I would agree. I would agree. Now Pandora requested that we play a game that we play here on our show, but just to keep it interesting, I changed the game just a tad, but I think you're gonna have the same amount of fun either way.
Okay, great. I'm looking forward to it.
So what we're gonna do is it's gonna be you versus Mike. Okay, you versus Mike, which I give you the advantage right off the top.
Mike's going down.
Probably
going down
100%. Yeah.
Now this game, what we're gonna play, I'm gonna give you. We're gonna go one at a time. I'm gonna give you a name of a celebrity, and you have to tell me if that celebrity is dead or alive.
Oh boy!
If that celebrity is dead or alive.
Oh, this could be tricky. Is there any that are like in between?
What does that even mean?
Like really old, like
Well, we'll leave Queen Elizabeth out because I think she's on her deathbed.
Yes, she's in the middle right now.
She is.
Yeah, she's in limbo. So we'll skip right over.
Okay, great.
All right, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Mike, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to start with Pandora just because she's a lot better looking than you.
I'm a sexy beast. I'm sterling.
Yeah.
Pandora.
Mike is pretty sexy in his own right.
Thank you. I'll take that. That's a win.
And okay, so first person, Pandora. Is Jimmy Carter alive or dead? The former.
Oh my God, he's like another old one. He's like 100.
He would be up there if he was alive.
Well, see, now you're making me second guess.
Well, no, don't go by that. I just wasn't real sure how to word it at the moment. He may be alive, he may be dead, but he is old either way.
At this very second right now, I'm gonna guess he's still alive.
You're gonna guess that Jimmy Carter is still alive, and that's your final answer.
That's my final answer.
That is correct. Mike, you better have your thinking hat on.
I do. I'm locked in and ready to go.
Okay, Mike. Gary Coleman. Is Gary Coleman
Gary Coleman's dead.
Alive? The little black dude used to play on different.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. I know for a fact.
Why did you kill him?
I can't answer that question on advice of counsel. Okay, my lawyer is telling me do not answer that question.
All right. That was an easy one.
He just said that so definitively.
No, because when he died, like people were made the meme of like the mini Coleman cooler and go, "Hey, we found his coffin."
Oh,
that just stuck with me. I'm like, that's so wrong.
Too soon.
All right, Mike, you're talking too much. I got to get back to what's important here. Pandora.
Yeah.
George H.W. Bush, the father, President 41, is the father of President Bush. Is he dead or alive?
Oh, that guy's deader than a doorknob.
He's
dead. So you said that quite authoritatively. Secret Service.
I am 100% sure.
Secret Service is coming in.
I remember, like, right before he died, there was some scandal, like he was pinching his nurse's butt. He was happy grabby. Yeah. He got the grabby when he was old. I guess because you can get away with that when you're like 98.
Yeah, when you're about to die, you know.
Yeah, right. Mike, Nelson Mandela. Is Nelson Mandela dead or alive?
He's dead.
And that's your final answer.
My final answer.
He is dead. These are killing, guys.
Well, you're kind of giving us some sort of easy ones.
Yeah.
Give you easy ones?
No, you are giving us easy ones.
Oh, okay. They're getting harder. Relax.
Okay. We'll find out. This is a snooze fest.
Next, Pandora. John McEnroe. John McEnroe, is he dead or alive?
He's the tennis guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
ma'am. Tennis guy was married to Tatum O'Neal, right, or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always had anger problems.
Yep.
Gosh.
Yeah. Wow, you know a lot about tennis.
No, I don't really. I mean, I just remember him from growing up.
Literally everything I know about tennis is what she just said. I know nothing.
Me too.
Oh man, that's kind of that is a tough one because I think he's alive. I'm gonna go with alive. I think he's alive.
You're gonna go with Pete Sampras is still alive, and that's your final answer.
Yeah.
You said John McEnroe first.
Yeah, who are you talking now? Bait and switch on me here.
I'm sorry. John McEnroe is still alive.
Oh, yay.
Michael. Paula Yates. Paula Yates, who was a British presenter and writer. She was born in 1959. Is Paula Yates dead or alive?
I'm gonna go with alive.
And that's your final answer?
Final answer.
She is dead. She is dead.
I don't even know who that is.
Me either. I had a 50-50 shot. Just roll the dice.
Pandora takes the lead.
The thing is, was she the one who was married to Michael Hutchins? I mean, he's definitely dead.
You're really smart. I can't even talk to you. You know a lot of stuff. Pandora. Liam Neeson.
He is alive and he will find you.
He is alive.
He will.
You're right.
He will find you.
He has a certain set of skills.
So Pandora has 4. Mike has 2. Mike, Ray Charles.
You only have 2? Wait a minute. I thought he only got 1 wrong.
I have 2 right, 1 wrong.
Yeah, he's on his 4th one now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got 4 right. I got
Oh, gotcha. I started first. Yeah.
Mike, Ray Charles.
He's dead.
He is dead. Good job.
He's dead. I remember his funeral.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think it was part of it was broadcast.
Yeah, he's been dead a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I pay attention a little bit to the news.
All right, Pandora. Stephen King.
Oh, he's definitely alive. I follow him on Twitter. I know he's alive.
All right. Michael. Let me pull one. I don't even know who that person is, so let me just go by.
Oh.
I'm helping you out, man.
Okay. I might have known who it was. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I think it should be a rule that if he doesn't know who it is, he can't ask us.
That's fair. That's
fair. I have an idea.
Yeah.
Mike, Ringo Starr. Is he dead or alive?
I'm gonna go with dead.
Ringo Starr is dead. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, she just corrected me.
Correct. Ringo is still
alive.
I don't like the Beatles.
And he still looks like he's in his 20s too.
I don't look bad, right?
The Beatles, so I don't. All I see is Paul McCartney, and he annoys me anymore.
I like the Beatles, and I find Paul McCartney annoying.
Okay, thank you. All right, it's
yeah,
not just
right,
me then.
Right. Who's next?
Pandora.
Yeah. Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking. Oh man, it's sad because I really liked him and I like that movie about him, but I'm pretty sure he's dead.
He's dead. Yep. That's your final?
That's my final.
He is dead.
He is.
Yeah.
It was a sad day.
Let's see.
He's out in the cosmos now.
He is. Him and Carl Sagan floating around.
Yeah, him and Carl.
Have you ever seen that that meme where he's floating into the black hole on his
little wheelchair?
His wheelchair?
Yeah.
One of
No.
the funniest ever.
Uh-huh.
Because that's what he
What's
was
the joke about that though?
Well, he had like him and his like the black holes. There's like him and another scientist had debates about it. That's the only thing I know. And then him falling into the black hole.
A softball, brother. Michael Jordan, is he dead or alive?
Oh, Jordan's still alive.
Yes.
Which Michael Jordan?
The basketball player.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not Michael B., the actor.
Not Michael B. Jordan. Which, by the way, that was
Pandora.
background on the Creed movies too. That was fun.
What?
Jordan is
Wow.
good-looking guy in person,
Okay.
I'm jealous.
and
That was a
Sylvester
good movie.
Stallone is really nice. He's actually a really nice guy.
I figured he would be. I always
Yeah.
thought that Sylvester Stallone would be cool. Pandora, Charlton Heston, the NRA guy, the actor.
Yeah, the Ben-Hur
Yes,
dude who I think he got Alzheimer's and then he died.
that is true. That is correct. He did die.
He was Moses.
Yes, he
He
was.
was Moses.
I forgot about that.
We're gonna have to have Pandora on a whole different episode, like where we ask a bunch of like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Movie trivia. She's killing it.
Mike,
You're gonna have to come up with a more difficult game for me.
we do.
But he's used to dealing with me, and like
It's gotta be
he's
fun.
used to dumbing it down for me.
I
Aw.
do gotta dumb it down for him, but we gotta go like Jeopardy for her. All right, where are we at? Who's
Yeah, I'm up.
one more.
I'm up. I'm
One
up.
more. Mike, the last one. Somehow you're getting all the easy ones. John Lennon from the Beatles. Is he
He
dead
died.
or
He died
alive?
the day before I was born. He died.
Really?
Wow, I was
December
10
8th,
when he
1980.
died, so that means I'm like 10 years older than you. Wow. Make me feel old, you guys.
I know. Mike,
Yeah, but
Mike
you
is
look
done.
younger than us, so you win.
Mike, why don't you go? Mike, let the adults talk for a minute, would you?
You're like 2 years older than me. Hush.
So I do want to say that victory goes to Pandora. She
Yay,
totally.
what did I win? What did I
You know what?
win?
I don't know. What do you win? I'll find something
You
for
have
I'm
nothing
not gonna let
there
you go away
for the
empty-handed.
winner. You're
Nothing.
terrible.
Oh my gosh, what did I do this
know.
for?
See, this is why I tell him to go play at the kids' table. We will find something here, Pandora, for you. I don't know what yet.
T-shirt. You have T-shirts or anything?
We
do
have
a
t-shirts.
You
We
get
do
a
have
t-shirt
t-shirts.
on
Yes.
us.
Oh, great. Yeah, I want a 2 Dum Yinzers T-shirt.
You will have a
And I'll
got
even, I'll promote you guys. I'll wear it with no bra on my Twitter.
There
You know
we go.
what? I
Oh,
love
you're
this
awesome.
idea. I love this idea, and if Mike doesn't shut up, I'm gonna. But hey, listen. Could you do me one favor? Just because you were in the fetishes, can you show us your feet?
I really need a pedicure right now. That was-
Tell him no.
I'm
Tell him no.
overdue for. Well, how much?
I don't know.
Okay.
You be the judge. You use the discretion and give us as much of the feet as you can, or you
He was
feel
talking about the
comfortable
cash money, homie.
All right, look, you're giving me a T-shirt, so I guess you can get one.
with. We're giving our audience an opportunity to take a look at the goods too.
And I also want to mention I am in the Wikipedia of feet.
All right.
There's
No
a
way.
Wikipedia of
There's a
feet,
wiki-
and I am on it.
Okay. Now here's the thing. I would suggest boobs. However, Mike always tells me I can't have boobs on this show on YouTube.
You can't.
So that's
You're
why
against
I
the
did.
platform.
I
You're gonna
kinda
get shut
watered it-
down.
Yeah.
You will get shut down.
I watered it down to feet. So I mean, if you're cool with that, I don't want to do anything that you're not comfortable with. But if you are cool with it, you could let the audience take a look at your feet and see what like I said, check
I
out
can't
the goods.
believe I'm doing this. All right.
All right, here we go. So here we have
There we
Pandora,
go.
the Pandora the fetish kinky cougar, and we're taking a look at her feet.
Pretty.
So anybody in the audience, if you're into feet, there you go. Those are some mighty fine, beautiful feet. There they are.
Thank you.
I think that if you were a fetish person, those are beautiful feet, and
Thank you.
And I would recommend anybody that's listening right now or in the future to watch the.
Go buy my foot fetish clips. OnDemandFetish.com.
OnDemandFetish.com. Everybody, check her out. Pandora, give us a rundown of your sites and names one more time, just so we can leave it out there for everybody to hear.
Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. Okay. Yeah, my clip store is OnDemandFetish.com. I'm on OnlyFans under Miss Pandora. And I'm on Stream8 as Miss Pandora Plays.
And there you go, everybody. Hey.
Cougar Bondage.
And CougarBondage.com.
Mike is really into this. I'm telling you that
right now.
I
have to for the notes for the show.
I'm going to start seeing a lot of clip orders in Pittsburgh.
You are. Recognize that name.
He probably uses a fake name, though, doesn't he?
No, I'll use the real name. I got no shame. I got no shame in anything.
He's not smart enough for that, Pandora. But hey, we do want to thank you so much for coming by. It was super awesome talking to you. We appreciate you, getting into the shenanigans with us, playing the game.
I love shenanigans.
That you dominated. No coincidence, you dominated this game.
Yeah.
And we got to see your feet, which I find was very, very beautiful feet.
Thank you.
Mike, do you have anything for Pandora before we take off for the day?
No, I just thank you for coming on and just.
Sure, yeah.
It was fun, and thank you for the end there for playing along with us.
Anytime, guys, anytime. And you know what? Next time I'm in Pittsburgh, maybe we could do like an in-studio thing. That could be fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
I will pay you money if we do the in-studio and you show us your feet. I will give you money at that point. But for now, we'll figure all that out when we get it.
Maybe we could do like a contest thing where you put up like a big barrier and I stick my feet out and Mike sticks his feet out and you have to judge which is which.
Absolutely.
I am game.
Absolutely. And depending on how well it goes, maybe we could do the same thing for north of the border as well for the both of you to see whose breasts are nicer.
And we'll see.
We'll see about that. All right. We both have a hard limit right there with you, right?
But no, thank you, Pandora. Thank you for playing along.
You're welcome, guys. Thanks for having me on.
We appreciate you. We plan on definitely getting, keeping in touch and doing more with you.
Absolutely, anytime.
I find you very interesting, and I hope that our audience does too. Please, everybody, go check Pandora out. So much stuff that you could dig into. I just, I don't even know where to begin. Like I said, Mike and I will start. But no, there you have it, everybody. Miss Pandora, thank you so much. And Mike, Pandora, Ryan, everybody, this is 2 Dum Yinzers. We'll see you tomorrow.